Hey YouTube, Willow Dragonfly here. Been working in the garden most of the morning today, so I'm a little bit messy. And I'm a little bit behind on the YouTube Pagan Challenge for 2017. So I'll do a few quick questions here. Question 13. Outdoor rituals versus indoor rituals. Depends on what I'm doing, what the situation is, how many people are inside, if outside is better. So I do both, and I have no preference of one over the other. It just on whatever it is that fits. Would you try psychoactive drugs, hallucinogens, etc. for spiritual purposes? Maybe. I'm not gonna lie, maybe. As a general rule, I don't, but I'm kind of pretty open to things, and maybe that's bad, I don't know. Do you have a code of ethics? Question 15. Do I have a code of ethics? Sure, I think everybody does a little bit. My ethics may not be the same as somebody else's. I don't feel that it's appropriate to bind somebody to me for love purposes, but I might have been known to bind my children to me if they were going away when they were younger. But it's more of a protection, a binding protection, I guess. I don't know. I don't believe in revenge. I don't really hate people. I guess I really don't hate much. I don't believe in revenge. There's enough negativity in the world that I try not to have that negativity in my own personal life, or my own personal outlook, I should say. So I try to keep things positive. Do what needs to be done to stay positive. As far as like harm none, that kind of a thing, or things coming back to you threefold. I do believe in karma. You get what you deserve, I guess. And if you're an awful person, or if you do awful things, life is going to come back at you somehow. But other than that, I just stay pretty positive. So I don't, steal, stuff like that. And I try not to lie. I try to treat people how I want to be treated. So I guess that kind of a thing. Yeah. My ethics and my morals are kind of smished in together. So, 16. What other religions influence or appeal to you? I was raised Baptist and Catholic, so they definitely influenced me. I don't hate either one of them. I just don't agree 100%. When I was first looking to figure out my spiritual place, I did a lot of studying of Buddhism. I really resonate a lot with the belief system, how traditional Buddhism looks at the world, things like that. So it definitely directed me down my path, I would say. Other religions, I guess Wiccan, because when you start looking up paganism, Wiccan always comes up. I used to study a lot on Vikings. My real name has, and my family has some significant Viking ancestry, so I always look into that a little bit. Greek gods always influenced me. All the Greek myths, things like that. So yeah, I guess all of that kind of stuff has really influenced me. As far as appealing to me, I see a little bit of what I like in every religion. I just haven't been able to define myself. So, which is, it's okay. And maybe I'll do question 17 too. I don't even know what week we should be on. So I'll do question 17 too. How would you introduce spirituality to children? Would you pass this book on to your children? I'm assuming by this book it means my book Shadows, grimoire, recipe book, whatever you want to call it. Though I heard a phrase the other day that I really liked. Book of knowledge. Book of knowledge. I really like that. Definitely like the phrase. So if I'm copying somebody, good job. I really like that. Because it has a little bit of everything. Stuff I've researched, stuff I am interested in researching, things that I have, ritual, spells, all that stuff. So Book of Knowledge is excellent. Okay, so would I pass it on to my children? Sure, they're interested in it. How would you introduce spirituality to children? Ooh. So, I don't know. My own children, it's just kind of, this is what I believe. And this is why I believe it. This is where I got my information. So I guess kind of matter of fact. That's how I'd introduce it, matter of factly. To younger children, I don't know. I don't know. When my children were really young, I didn't know my path. I was pretty intense into Buddhism then, though. So, they did have a prayer book, and they did have prayer beads. And when they couldn't sleep, we did the Lotus Sutra. So I guess just in kind of everyday things, just however it fit into my day, I mean, they would see it. So I guess by example. That's a tough question. My nieces and nephews now, if they ask me questions, I definitely answer it. If I'm doing something that is spiritually related, I tell them about it. Just very matter of fact. This is the way it is. You can believe it that way or not. I mean, got something on my desk. Probably some oil. Anyway, so that's question 17. I think that's all. I think that's all I'm going to answer for today. Get me caught up a little bit. The other thing I'm going to show you is some dandelion oil. This is what I've been working on this morning. I collected these dandelions yesterday afternoon. I let them dry out for the overnight, and then squished them all into this little jar. Filled the jar with fractionated coconut oil. That's coconut oil that stays in the liquid form. So, there you go. It's liquid. And what I do with this is, you can do all kinds of things with it. I fill the jar with the dandelion's heads, just the heads, and then I fill it with the oil till it comes to the top of the jar, pretty close to the top. I will let it sit in sunlight for 3 days, and then I will put it in someplace dark. The sunlight will heat it up. You can also put it into like a pot of boiling water or simmering water to kind of heat it up and really suck the stuff out, but the sunlight works well for me, so that's what I'll do. And then you can use it for all kinds of things. I don't think I posted the video. So I will be posting a video at some point on how I use this dandelion oil. I make different lotions and creams and stuff with it. It's good for some pain relieving. It has some pain relieving. It also, if you're doing something, you can use this as a carrier oil with other essential oils. So if you want a carrier oil that has strength, Dandelions, the lion, is good for strength. What else? I usually mostly use it for that and for the pain relieving. Kind of like in boo boo cream. I make boo boo cream for the kids, so that kind of a thing. So really, that is it. So fill a jar with some dandelion heads. Fill it with whatever carrot oil you want. Coconut oil is good. Fractionated coconut oil because it stays liquid because of the healing properties in the coconut oil. But, whatever you have, vegetable oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil I have to be careful on because grapeseed oil does go rancid pretty fast. In my opinion, jojoba oil would probably be good. Almond oil would be good. I've used almond oil before too. So, that kind of thing. Anyway, have a great day.